Hello and welcome to Microsoft Word Tips and Tricks. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to use the feature Format Painter. And so in this video, we will cover all the different aspects of Format Painter, how it works, and the best way to use it. So to get started, the first thing we need to do is actually do some formatting. And in this document we have here titled Formatting and Editing, we'll just discuss first the difference between formatting and editing. Editing is when you add words, take words away, add sentences, take sentences away, add paragraphs or take paragraphs away. That would be editing. Formatting is the way that things appear, how things are aligned, what size they are, what font they are, and so on and so forth. So the first thing we need to do if we're going to use Format Painter, which is the ability to copy many formatting features at the same time and most easily, first we're going to have to format something. So I'm going to simply go over here to this word sample here and double click on it to select it. And then I'm going to go up here to the font group on my home tab ribbon, and I'm going to do some formatting changes. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on bold. And now we can see that this word down here is in fact bold. And we also see that there's a box around the B for bold, indicating that it's in play and being used. We'll go ahead and make it italicized as well. Now we can see it's leading to the right. And now we can see we're using both the features bold and italic as well. If I click on a different word, you'll see that it is just normal formatting. We have not made it bold or italicized. If I go back and double click on this word sample here, you'll see that we're doing both of that. So there's all kinds of things we can do to format it and make it different. Let's go over here to our font coloring, and maybe we can make this stand out. We'll go ahead and make it red, bright red. So now we've done 3 formatting features, bold, italic, and we've made the font red. Let's go ahead and change the font size. We can do that right here. And what's wonderful about Microsoft Word is you can simply hover over the various options and get a preview of whatever that size is. So if we're not sure what size 72 is without actually selecting it, we can just hover over it. There it is. How about 48, 36, 28? Well, for our purposes today, we started off at an 11. We can see what that it says that up there at the top, highlighted in the blue box. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit different so that it stands out. How about a 16? So now we see we've done bold, italic, we've made it red, and we've changed it to a 16. Now how about the font type? So in Microsoft Word, you have many different fonts that are available to you. Hundreds and hundreds that are available to you, and they all look a little bit different. And what's fun is you can just kind of hover over the top of them and get a preview of what it looks like. But as you can see over to the right of where my mouse is right now, we can't really see that sample word because it's behind this drop-down menu of the various fonts. So let's talk about a different way to do it. If I come over here and I get towards the right-hand side just to give myself more room, and then I simply right-click, you can see that I have my my mini toolbar right here, as well as a drop-down menu, a shortcut menu of other things that I can do. But in my mini toolbar, you can see that bold and italic are employed because they have the boxes around there, just like they do up here. And also have my fonts and the font size and various other things that I can do to format this particular word differently. But the difference is by right-clicking right here, this pops up, and now I get a list of all of my fonts. And if I just hover over it, now I have a better view of what that looks like because it was behind the drop-down menu before. So I can kind of look around and say, okay, well, I kind of like the way that one looks, this one looks. We can pick whichever one we want. For our purposes today, we're just going to find something that stands out, looks different. We could scroll down for a long time, but how about this one, Algerian? That certainly looks different than the font that we have, so we'll go ahead and select that. So now, of course, it says Algerian up there because that's what is going on right here. So we've actually done 5 formatting features at this point. We've made it bold, italic. We've made it a font color red. We made it size 16, font size 16, 16-point font, and Algerian font. So there it is. All right. And so if we decide that this is what we want, and this is just an example, but let's say, and by the way, this works the same in Microsoft Excel as well. So if we have some formatting, in this case, 5 different formatting features that we like, if I wanted to do that to another word, let's say this Microsoft word here, I'd have to start over and say, okay, well, bold, italic, make it red, choose size font 16 and change this to Algerian. And we could do it that way, but there's a much faster way to do that. And that's the purpose of this video about Format Painter. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that my cursor is somewhere in the middle of this formatting. It doesn't have, you don't have to select all of it. That's not necessary. It just has to be somewhere in the middle. So I put my cursor there, and sure enough, it says Algerian 16 and it's red and italicized and bold. And at this point, I can copy all those formatting features, whether it's 5, like in this example, or 50 if we went and did that many. It wouldn't matter. I could copy it just by going up here and clicking Format Painter. And you see now there's a box around Format Painter. And then when I put my cursor here in the middle, you'll see that it changes from an arrow to now it has a paintbrush. And so it's showing you what you can do. And what's interesting about this is you can certainly left click and drag across the word, but the way that this feature works, all you have to do is click on the word, kind of like we just have the cursor here in the middle of the word sample. I'll just come down here to the word Microsoft and click on it. And the entire word now has those 5 formatting features. And so that's pretty cool. I've got 5 formatting features there, and you can see it's Algerian 16, it's red, and it has italic and bold in play. But you'll notice that my cursor goes back to normal, and so we're done. I can click on anything else and nothing more is going to happen. Well, just like many of the features that are in Microsoft Word, if you hover over them, you get a little screen tip that pops up. And in fact, for Format Painter, there's a lot of information there. If you take the time to read that screen tip there, it explains all the things that I've just shared with you on how you can quickly copy formatting features from any word or area in your document and then apply it to another one. And then down at the bottom, it says FYI, to apply the formatting in multiple places, double click Format Painter. So let's try that. So if I just put my cursor up here again in between, and it doesn't matter where I put it, just as long as it's on part of it, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 formatting features are in play. And now if I go up here to Format Painter and then I double click, the box is now in play. You can see that my cursor is going to change when I get into the body of the paragraph. Why doesn't it look that way over here? Because we're in the margins. This is the body of the paragraph. And so this is a tool used in the body of the paragraph. So we see that we have our paintbrush here. So now I can click on that word. I can click on the word as. I can click on the word toolbar. In fact, I can do all kinds of stuff. I can actually drag, left click and drag across a few and let it go. And all of them are going to change. And so this will keep happening until I stop it. And so the first time you're using this, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't get rid of this thing. I keep clicking and I still have this Format Painter in play. Well, there's 2 ways to get rid of it. One way is to just click on this box and that will deactivate it. Another way is to hit your escape key. It's a keyboard shortcut. So in the top left-hand corner, I'm just going to put this over here on the side. So I'm taking my hand off of the mouse. In the top left-hand corner of your keyboard, it says ESC for escape. I tap that one time and then watch what happens over here to my little mouse. Click. So not only does it change here and I can then click on anything else and the Format Painter is no longer employed, but also we see up here that Format Painter no longer has a box around it. So those are 2 ways to do it. One is to simply do it a single time and then you can click on any word and change it. I can click on, now it's in between, it's down here. If we click on it, you can still see it has those 5 things in play, so I can leave it there if I want. Click on it again, just a single time, and we can use our other tricks. I can drag down an entire paragraph, like left click and drag down and let go, and now that entire paragraph is going to have every word using those format features. And then again, of course, I can always go up here, and once I have my cursor in the right spot, I can double click on it, and then anywhere that I click, or anywhere that I drag, I can make it all look the same. And of course, that won't go away until I go up here and I then click on Format Painter. All right, so the last thing I'm going to mention on this, if you want to know more information about Format Painter, not only do you get a screen tip when you hover over any feature on there on your ribbon, almost every feature has a screen tip, but a lot of them also have this. right here, tell me more. I'm going to go ahead and click on that just so you can become familiar with it. So now we get this little window that opens up on the side, and we have more information, how to use the Format Painter. It's got little screenshots and little tips, step-by-step instructions on how to make it work. To stop formatting, press escape. Maybe that's where Mr. J learned about that trick. So anyway, all that information is there available to you. And again, you got to that. I'll just make it go away real quick, just by hovering over this and then going down to tell me more. So that is how you use Format Painter. Thank you so much for coming to learn with us today. We appreciate you learning about Microsoft Word and tips and tricks, and hope you have a wonderful day. And please share these videos with others so that they can learn how to use these features as well. Thank you.